let's get into y'all favorite teacher. So this young man, Mr. Lee, from my understanding, went viral a few months ago for allowing his students to play in his hair, braid his hair, unbraid his hair, unlike Mario. And it went viral. A lot of people felt the way about it. A lot of people were upset about it. I wasn't upset about it. I just felt like the SHI for me was distasteful. I felt like it was unprofessional. And whether you're trying to, groom or do anything like that, I do feel like number one, it definitely muddy the lines, okay? Blurs the lines. In my personal opinion, you can have a great relationship with your students, but I feel like that type of physical contact don't have to come in play. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, why are they so comfortable taking your damn hair down? But anywho, and then you exploiting people's kids on your social media platform. That's the other problem that I had with that because I just didn't like that. What if some of the parents didn't want their kids on social media? Why the hell you got them on social media? The fuck? So I ain't like that. Okay, in my personal. So he comes out and he's letting people know that he gets to keep his job. Well, let me say this. I already told y'all that we was gonna have to wait to find out whether his job was really lost or not because it wasn't necessarily clear. I also told y'all that because it was the end of the year and his contract may have ended, I think it was going to end anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's the end of the year. I mean, he probably wasn't going to do nothing. He probably was on contract to work until school was out. And I think that they may have, I guess, suspended him or put him on hold like 2 weeks before the last day of school. So, I mean, it only makes sense we just going to give you an early leave. Like, just go ahead and take an early break. But we wasn't going to know for sure if he kept that job until school got ready to roll back around in the fall. Well, he's coming to us to let us know that it looks like he gonna be keeping his job. So let's get into what he got to say.
I was chilling for a while, but guess what? Guess who's finally received a decision from the county on behalf of the superintendent in regards to my employment status. First, I was really bothered at how long this whole process was taking, how long the county was kind of keeping me in the dark. But now, as I'm looking back on it, I want to thank the county for taking their time and ensuring that I wasn't an actual weirdo that slipped through the cracks before they allowed me back into the classroom. People were calling me everything under the sun, making baseless claims and allegations and accusations against me, calling me a predator, a pedo, Diddy. All those baseless claims made it back to the county, so they had to treat it as if I was an actual weirdo and look into it. After all the baseless claims, after a long and extensive and arduous investigation, they didn't find anything. Let me repeat that. They never found anything. As I said before,
Sir, sir, sir. It wasn't about them being able to find anything. What do you mean? They didn't find anything. People, well, let me say this. I don't know about all of the comments that he received, okay? But from my side, okay, I really can only speak for myself. It wasn't about whether or not they should find anything. Honestly, I didn't really think that he should lose his job, but I definitely felt like they should have reprimanded him, had a conversation with him, maybe have him not be on TikTok or be mindful of the kids he put on TikTok and the things that he put on TikTok, right? So I don't think it was more so about whether they found anything. I don't know what the calls were or how they went about, deciding to investigate into him because I don't know what the people were saying or what they were sending to the office. But it was more so about, to me, the appropriateness of that video and whether or not it should have been on social media. And I do believe, even though he may have his job back, and I don't know if he's going to say it in this video or not, I do believe that they may have had a conversation with him about what he can and cannot do. And moving forward, they may say you can't be having students do stuff like that. If it's anything relating to school, cool, possibly. But when you do that, that's not really relating to school for real. So I don't know. But let's just see what else he has to say.
with all this stuff going and floating around the internet about me, not one person has come forth to match any of the crazy allegations against me. You know why? Because like I said before, they can't, because I've never done anything. My attorney, who was backing me throughout all this, said that it's very rare. They've never seen a case like this where these types of serious allegations are against someone, all the while the whole entire school community is supporting that person. Throughout all of this stuff, The parents, the students, the staff, administration included, were all supporting me in defending my name and my character. That being said, I want to thank everyone and express my sincere gratitude to those who didn't run with their assumptions or generalizations or make baseless claims based off something you've seen on the internet, a blog post or a comment section battle. You actually took the time to come to my profile and just see for yourself, see the type of person that I am. Thank you to those who didn't project their own insecurities, their own traumas, their own adverse experiences, their own weird ways of thinking onto me. And sorry, one more thing before I get to the actual decision and overall anticipating.
Hurry up, sweetie
One thing that amazed me was the fact that people were more outraged than the parents of the students who were in the video. This is actually one of the fathers of one of the girls who were shown in the video assisting taking out my braids. We're actually both percussionists, and I was going to see a band play, and turns out he's the drummer for the band. When I saw him, I immediately went up to him, dabbed him up, and apologized for, one, having this little girl plastered all over the plant.
As you fucking should have. As you should have. I don't care nothing about you showing no photo about nobody that, oh, well, see, this dad here, the dad was okay with it. He may have been okay with it, but at the end of the day, you didn't get permission to put that man's daughter on your social media page unless you're going to tell us that. But it's funny that you apologizing to him after the fact. What the fuck? Like, don't put my child on your shit at all. Okay? And I'm going to make sure when my son start going to school, like, excuse me, I don't know if you do the TikTok or what you do, but I would prefer that my child's not a part of that. Now, I may change my mind by that time. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. But knowing how I am, for real, like, don't put my child on your shit. If he ain't finna get in on that coin, don't post him for monetization. No, thank you. Let's keep going.
I explained to him I didn't think it would get this big. And I was like, you already know how we do our videos in class, yada, yada, yada. And he cut me off. He was like, bro, I've been fighting for you this whole entire time. He told me himself that, first, if someone saw that video and automatically thought something weird, that tells more about that person than the actual person in the video. That's one. Second thing he told me was, I
disagree. The reason why I disagree is because for the parent who may be a heavily involved parent in the classroom with his child, I think you will automatically have a different perspective, clearly, because you're more closer to the situation than others on the outside. So I feel like some of the people that were on the outside looking in that had a problem with it, I don't really think that means that, oh, that says more about them. They're judging the situation as it looks. And at the end of the day, if they did have like a weird, like, you know, oh my God, like, you know, grooming, whatever, you know, that is on them. But then at the same time, it's about the professionalism in the classroom. And that was unprofessional in my personal.
Ever got any weird vibe from me or any inkling that I was trying to make advances on his son or his daughter, he would have checked me a long time ago. He literally told me that he's like, I'm a dad. I know I can spot a weirdo from a mile away. He said, if I would have sensed that on you, I would have checked you a long time ago. He said, I never had a reason to, because you never gave me any reason to think that you were doing.
Which confirms my point about him being closer to the situation and also him being a very active parent.
Anything weird with my kids. And hearing that from him, especially because he was one of the fathers of the video, a lot of people are curious, well, what do the dads think? Literally, everyone was supporting me throughout this whole thing. Hearing that come from him, especially because he was one of the fathers of one of the girls in the video, was extremely heartwarming. I've already acknowledged my mistakes and practiced some self-accountability, but I'll do it here again.
Good for you.
I made a mistake. This was never for clout. I literally post videos like this all the time with my students. The parents sign off to have their kids in my videos. Despite having the parents' approval to have their students featured in my social media videos, the county still kind of is against putting students on social media, which is understandable.
Right. So then I'm confused that the school would even allow you to send out paperwork to get approval for something that the county, the district, is not even in agreement with. What they do that?
The reason I'm being placed on a 5-day suspension without pay. But I'm not fired. I was never fired. I never lost my job.
Why you ain't clear that up then? But I told y'all that, man, it was the end of the year. So it only made sense to me that they was going to sit him out because school was about to be out anyway. And then we would know by the fall what the hell was going to happen. But I don't recall him. I'll say this: one, I don't recall him coming to the front to clear it up. But then two, maybe he mentioned that he was suspended, and other people took it as he was fired because people love to make headlines with misinformation. So could have been it.
He came out and said he was reassigned. I was just reassigned to my house. I couldn't go into school because they had to they had to investigate the things that people were saying about me. I was just at home on administrative leave.
Okay.
My attorney told me that what worked in my favor is the fact that despite all this stuff being said about me, at the end of the day, I'm a solid teacher and I have the evidence to prove it. My entire school community, parents, students, and staff were supporting me throughout this whole thing, speaking on my behalf, speaking on my character. Not only did I have that working in my favor, but I had the grades, I had the test scores, I had the what do they call the evaluation reports from being observed by my principal. This was never for clout. I don't post my videos for clout. I've been a content creator for several years. I was a content creator before I was a teacher. As an educator in today's age, you got to find ways to connect with your students. One thing for me is utilizing my social media because the students enjoy it. Not only do I create content with my students because it's entertaining and I use it as an incentive, I also use my social media to benefit my school community. For that solar eclipse we just had a couple months ago, my principal called me into his office probably about a week or so before the actual eclipse.
I think that's a really good point too, Omar. They are very short on teachers. They're short on a lot of, I don't know what you call it. Girl, I'm about to say black jobs. Hello. They short on a lot of black jobs. But anywho, I'm thinking about officers, sheriffs, the jobs that when you were a kid, they'd be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be an officer. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a teacher. Like those type of jobs, they definitely is short on. And that's probably why they had to definitely let me go ahead and see, has he done anything? Has he had any complaints? Y'all, how you feel about him? Okay, because we really can't afford to lose nobody else because we already ain't hiring motherfuckers. So what's really going on? Okay, so it really wasn't that bad? Okay, well, let's put some parameters around it and get his ass back in the classroom. Okay, thank you.
And told me, he explained, hey, I've seen you do things with your social media for your classroom because I make an Amazon wish list to get things for my students, things that we need and want in the classroom.
He shouldn't have to
and shout out to those who support me and my students. I love y'all for that. But he told me, I seen how, your social media has worked for you in the past. I was wondering if, you could use your social media, make a video so we could get some glasses for as many students as possible. Of course, I immediately agreed to do it. Went home that night, made a video. Within 2 or 3 days, we had glasses for every single person in the school. Student, staff, parents came to see the eclipse, custodians. We had so many glasses that I was able to take a couple boxes to the school, the elementary school next door, so they could have solar eclipse glasses and enjoy the experience. I'm not saying that to brag and make it, I got it. No, I just am in a position where not only do I benefit from my social media presence, but my school community also gets to reap the benefits of me.
I think that is really good for what he's doing, but I will always stand by the fact that it was not appropriate for that to be on your page. That was always my stance on that, and it's not changing no matter how great of a teacher you may feel that you are. I saw some people trying to post a white man. Oh, why ain't nobody complaining about this? Still inappropriate. Still inappropriate. I just don't think the child should be all in your, no. Okay, and then you getting free labor. Not only are you exploiting them on your TikTok and getting a coin off of it, but you ain't even paying somebody to go do it. You getting these kids to do it, and they ain't gonna see no coin on this. Oh, hell nah. Absolutely not. So I definitely stand by that. I don't care how many GoFundMe's he puts up and how much support he gets and how many links he drops to get things for his classroom. That's great because you ain't doing too much of nothing different than what a ton of teachers are doing and have been doing before you took on that role. In my personal, and none of those teachers, well, I'm not going to say none, but I'm sure there are a good amount of those teachers that are likely not having students take their motherfucking hair down and then posting it on social media. Okay, so there's that, but let's keep going because it's almost
being
done.
A social media presence. So yeah, that's pretty much it. 5-day suspension without pay, and I'll be back at the school in August doing what I do best, making learning fun and impacting the lives of countless students.
Good for you. And not showing.
And P.S. I'm going to be making a few YouTube videos, kind of getting into the nitty gritty. I know this video was kind of long, but I'm going to make some videos on YouTube kind of talking about the specifics of, what I was going through during this period of administrative leave.
Okay, so he said, I'm going to get my coin back off you motherfuckers that had me stalked the hell out for 5 days, okay? He said, I'm going to make my money on TikTok, and then I'm going to hop over to the YouTube so I can build that community up as well and get my coin off you hoes that way. Because one way or another, I'm going to get you one way is how he's feeling. So he finna get his coin either way it goes. And some part of me is like, yeah, good for you that you didn't lose your job. But the biggest thing for me, as I've said, what I did not like, and I'm gonna stand on that, is the fact that that's the lesson that you learned for me. Okay, so hopefully we don't see no more kids on your platform. You can still do your thing as a teacher, without showing kids or whatever the case, without showing their faces, and they ain't got to be playing in your motherfucking hair. And if they do, I guess we just won't know nothing about it. Okay, so that's just how I feel about that, and it's not changing. Okay, so good luck, congratulations, and yeah, that's all I got. The good thing you ain't lose your job, because I didn't think that he should have. I just think he needed to be checked and reeled the hell in. Okay. So y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments about this situation, about this right here down below.